Okay, this video applies to any width or strength of woven strapping using the square buckle, regardless of the width or the strength of it. Firstly, to show you how the tool works, when you press this all the way down, it lifts the foot here, which grips the strapping, and it cuts there. So it's important to understand that when you're doing this. So now what you do is you take the strapping, you put it under your load and over the top, and the side that you're not tensioning, you fold it, the loop is always on the top. So what we do now is what we call a double loop on the side that's not being tensioned, where the kink is on the buckle. So you go through once and you double loop it a second time. So you go through like that, and then you hook it in there like that. Then you take up the slack there, tension it, and pull it through nicely like that. So now you're basically ready now. The purpose of the double loop is the tighter you pull it, the more it grips those two together, and it prevents the buckle from pulling out of shape. That's the purpose of the double loop, and it ends up being 30% stronger than if it's just single looped in that section. So now you take your strapping underneath, and then over the top, and then this side that you're tensioning is just a simple loop, a single loop like that. Now what you do is you take up the tension by hand. So you just take up the slack, tension it slightly by hand, make sure the buckle's nice and straight. Now the tool, you press it down, lift the foot, and the foot goes, the bottom strapping goes under the foot, and then be careful not to put that through the cutter. It goes underneath. You release that, and then the top one you put through the cutter, the knife, and then onto the tension wheel like that, and then you can crank it. And the ratchet tool has the ratchet inside here. Okay, now you take it, tension it, nice and tight, but not too tight, obviously, because any system has its limits. And then you press all the way down, it cuts it off there, and then in the same action, you pull it out like that, and the job's done. Nice and tight.